In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace a front axle on a Honda CR-V, which is located in front of the front wheel. After you raised and supported your vehicle safely, you have 5 lug nuts. These are 19mm lug nuts. You need to remove those. Take your wheel off, put it off to the side. That is a 36mm nut. Ours is heavily rusted. That's what it's supposed to look like. You can heat this up with a torch. You can air chisel it. Whatever you need to do to get this off, you need to remove that. I'm going to use the air chisel. And there's your nut. Once you get your axle nut off, you want to move that axle inward. What I do is I take a ball peen hammer, put it in the middle, and just tap it. This is your ball joint. This is the pin. You need to remove your pin from your nut. That's your pin. Now you need to remove this nut. That nut is a 19mm. That's your nut. Put that off to the side. To remove your ball joint from your knuckle, you can use a tool like this. Hooks around the lower control arm. Take a long pry bar and pull that down. Push your knuckle off to the side. Push your knuckle out of the way. Take your axle out of your wheel bearing and knuckle and just put it off to the side. We have to get in this area here to remove the axle from the transmission, but this piece of plastic is in the way. I'm going to have to take that down. It's held on by these fasteners, one here, one here. These come out in 2 pieces, like that. And if you pull that down, you can secure that out of the way. Just take a tie, pull it up, get it out of the way. Now that you removed that panel, you want to pry in between your axle and the transmission. Axle's going to come out this way. I would put a bucket underneath. Sometimes fluid does come out, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. And there's your axle. 2 tech tips for you. One, you want to spray this down with some sort of lubricant. It's just going to be easier to put the axle back in. And do you see this gap right here on the ring? You want to put that axle in with that gap down the bottom. That way the clip rests like that. It's only going to help you put it into the transmission a lot easier. That's what your axle is going to look like once it's in all the way close to the transmission. Swing your knuckle out, take your axle, put it through the hole, make sure the splines go through, remove your lower ball joint nut, pull down your lower control arm, swing your knuckle in, put your nut back on your ball joint. After it goes through the hole of the knuckle, now you can tighten your lower ball joint nut. Now if you have a crow's foot, you can adapt it to your torque wrench. That nut gets torqued down to 51 foot-pounds. If you do not have a crow's foot, you can just tighten it down snug. Make sure your hole on your stud is lined up with your hole on your nut so you can put your cotter pin through. Take your axle nut, install it onto your axle. That is a 36mm nut. Tighten that up. Now it's time to put this belly panel back up. You can unhook your support, put that back up, line them up into the holes. Make sure it's nice and secure. Now when it comes time to torque your axle nut, this is going to want to spin. Your rotor's just going to want to spin. So you can do this one of two ways. You can have a friend sit in your driver's seat, put his foot on the brake, that way this locks. Or if you don't have somebody to help you, you can put a pry bar like that. Put your socket on. Pry bar is going to hold on to your wheel studs. Now you can just torque your nut. This torque is 242 foot-pounds. After you have your axle nut torqued down, you can have this little keyway here. Take a punch, put it onto the nut, and just pin that down into the keyway. Take your wheel, slide it over your lug nut studs, install your lug nuts by hand. Give those a snug. After you load your vehicle and your tires on the ground, you want to torque these lug nuts at 80 foot-pounds. You want to do that in a star pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.